welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we are going to be previewing and predicting the entire card for WWE Crown Jewel happening tomorrow, October 11th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific. That's right, because they are in Perth, Australia. And I love when we get to do these bonus episodes every single month because the flow's a little bit different. If this is your first time watching one of my prediction videos for a PLE or pay-per-view, then something to know is that for every other episode I do for the recaps throughout the shows, I have notes that I go by so that my thoughts are together. I'm ready to go. But for the PLEs and pay-per-views, I always never have notes. All I have is my phone that has the card. I do not premeditate my predictions. And we just go right into it, which I love. So it creates just for a fun atmosphere. If I crash out because I'm indecisive, well, then here's your warning. But before we dive in, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the first match that I want to talk about, which is one that I think has been one that I'm kind of excited for, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people aren't, but I feel like I am. We have Roman Reigns versus Big Bronson Reed. Now, obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is just the fact that there's a lot of people involved in this storyline. Obviously, on Bronson Reed's end, we have the entirety of the Vision, and then on Roman's side, we have the Usos as well. And obviously, I fully anticipate for there to be some sort of shenanigans. I feel like I would be remiss to not think that, but I wholeheartedly believe that's going to happen. Now, as far as who wins, I really don't know. Of course, I want it to be Roman. There's an inkling I feel that it could be Bronson Reed, but I feel like that kind of takes the aura away from Roman in a way. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those matches where I really don't know who's going to win. And I love that only because there's just a lot of different scenarios that can occur. So very curious to see what happens here. But if I have to place down a prediction, I'm just going to go with Roman Reigns. That's the easy answer. I don't necessarily feel like he's going to win, but I want him to win. So we're going to go with that. The next match I want to talk about is a women's tag team match. We have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. Now, this has been very interesting. I've been hearing a lot of mixed things. Some people are saying, no, Io and Rhea have to win this, but people think that Asuka and Kairi are going to win it. And I don't know why. I've been saying this for a couple weeks. I just feel like some sort of turn is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I don't know from who. I just have the feeling that possibly a turn might happen. And I know I'm not giving you really much information because I don't really know. It's just a gut feeling. And I'm probably wrong. It's probably my delusion that I want something dramatic to happen. But I want Io and Rhea to win this. But there's something in me that says Asuka and Kairi win it. I think it would make sense for the storyline. It's the only way the storyline can continue to move forward. And so we can eventually get Asuka versus Io, possibly at Survivor Series or, I don't know, another time. But I'm going to say Asuka and Kairi win it. As much as I really want Io and Rhea to win, I can just see it being Asuka and Kairi due to maybe her spraying the mist or some sort of cheating. I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know. Don't mark my words. But the next match I want to talk about is one that I'm really excited for. So we have John Cena versus AJ Styles. Now, the way this all came about, excuse me, was really fun. So they had basically a Twitter exchange where John Cena was like, oh, I want to wrestle you and Triple H needs to do better. I hope you're listening, blah, blah, blah. And eventually AJ was like, yeah, let's do it. And AJ actually addressed the haters that said that this had no build up to it on Raw. He basically talked about after his match, he was like, this doesn't need a story. The story writes itself. These are two men dancing for the last time, all this stuff. So I am really curious to see what happens here. Although considering how WrestlePalooza went, I think it's only fair that John Cena wins this. I think that's a no doubt in my brain. I think John Cena has to win this. It's crazy that I'm sitting here saying this is a must win for John Cena, but it truly is, considering the fact that he got obliterated at WrestlePalooza. That cannot happen ever again. And I think they learned their lesson from the fans' response from that. I think they learned that we were just extremely unhappy, and hopefully they make the change and he wins. But I'm really excited. I think that this match is going to be so good. Now here's the tricky thing. So between now and Survivor Series, he's going to appear, John Cena, on 2 more Monday Night Raws. So he's going to appear on a Raw in Boston, his hometown, and then one in New York at Madison Square Garden. So there definitely is time between now and Survivor Series to build him. I'm really hoping he's a part of War Games, because I don't think he's ever been a part of War Games before. So I feel like that would be really fun for him if he could be a participant in War Games. And possibly that's what those 2 Raws are about, to continue that storyline development so that he could really be a part of that. My thing though is that he doesn't have any shows scheduled between Survivor Series and his final match in DC December 13th. I think that's going to be a week and a half of a gap between those 2 shows, maybe 2 weeks. Quote me if I'm wrong. Actually, yeah, I think it's 2 weeks. And so with that, I feel so the conversation of who's his last opponent obviously has been the talk of the century. And I think that I've heard a lot of stuff. Well, I've always said The Rock. I feel like his final opponent needs to be The Rock, but clearly that's not happening. So I think somebody else that I would really love it to be is Gunther. I think if he retires 2 legends in a year, I feel like that's going to be absolutely amazing for him. And I honestly would love to see that. But then he would have to return at Survivor Series, so that he could then set that up with Cena. I don't know how they're planning to do that. But I'm really excited, and I hope that it pans out that way, but we'll see. All right, let's talk about the 2 final matches we have to talk about, which are both for the WWE Crown Jewel Championship. Let's start with the women. So we have our WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, taking on our Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vaquer. This is going to be really, really, really fun. Stephanie is absolutely amazing, and Tiffany is also amazing. And so I think these 2 colliding is going to be absolutely amazing. I hate saying that for the 3rd time, but it truly is going to be amazing. But I think it's easy. It's an easy win. Okay, I shouldn't say that. That's really mean. It's not going to be an easy win for Stephanie, but I think it's an easy prediction for me to say it's going to be Stephanie. As much as I really want it to be Tiffy time, I think it's going to be Stephanie. I don't know if it's fully believable that Tiffany beats Stephanie. I think it's more believable that Stephanie beats Tiffany. But I'm curious to see kind of what happens here. Not that I'm saying anyone's going to return, or nothing big is going to happen. But I am really curious to see what ends up happening here. But I definitely do think Stephanie is going to take that W. But let's talk about the final match on the card. It is for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. We have the undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes, taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Once again, I think this is an easy prediction for me. It's Seth Rollins. Of course, I would rather Cody win, but I think with the storyline here, I think Seth needs to finally have the upset. He is currently 0-4. 0-3, 0-4 against Cody, something in that realm. And I don't think he needs to lose again. I think he's currently the top dog, even over Cody, if I'm being honest. And I think to continue elevating him and the Vision, I think he needs to win. And I think too, I know we've been wanting the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes thing for a while, and I think maybe you could have Randy interfere and cost Cody the title. I think that could be a fun setup. Considering a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, Paul Heyman started planting seeds in Randy's brain. So I don't know. There's a lot of possibility here, but I definitely do think Seth is going to take that W. And I'm just super excited for Crown Jewel. I think it's going to be so, so, so amazing. Don't forget that you can watch WWE Crown Jewel streaming live from Perth, Australia, and you can remotely stream it on the new ESPN streaming services or on Netflix worldwide at 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, October 11th. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be an early morning if you are waking up early like me, but it's going to be worth it. Get yourself a bagel, get yourself some coffee, get yourself a cozy blanket to warm up on the couch with, and enjoy some wrestling at the butt crack of dawn. Why not? But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this bonus episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy of what you love. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.